Guys, India may have just copied Harley-Davidson's smartest move. And no, I'm not talking about building another bagger. We got plenty of those. I'm talking about what happens after you buy the bike. Harley doesn't just make money selling motorcycles. Harley makes money when you come back for the pipe, the stage kits, and everything else that makes the bike feel like yours. And now Indian just launched something called ARO, American Racing Operations. It's a factory-backed performance line starting with slip-on exhaust. Is Indian trying to build its own version of Screamin Eagle? Let's break down the article and talk about why Harley should be paying attention to this, guys. What's going on, gearheads? Welcome back to the channel. It's MotoWeasel here, and today, guys, we're talking Indian motorcycles, Harley-Davidson, baggers, exhaust, factory performance parts, and a new article from Right Apart magazine about Indian's new ARO performance line. The first product, guys, is an exhaust. But I don't think the exhaust is the real story. I think the real story is that Indian may be trying to build something Harley has had for a long time, and that is a factory-backed performance identity. That matters because Harley has already proven how powerful that can be. Guys, this video isn't about whether Indian made a new muffler. It's about whether Indian is coming after one of Harley's smartest businesses. Right Apart reported that Indian Motorcycle launched ARO, which stands for American Racing Operations. This is Indian's first in-house performance product line. The first product for this line is going to be the ARO GP slip-on exhaust for select Indian bagger and touring models. They haven't said which ones yet, but I'm sure that'll come out soon. Price listed in the article is coming in at $799.99 American. Now, that part by itself isn't shocking. You know, bagger guys buy exhaust all the time. Cruiser guys buy exhaust all the time. Guys, the important part isn't just that Indian made slip-ons. The important part is the name, American Racing Operations. That doesn't sound like Indian saying, here's another accessory for the catalog. That to me sounds like Indian saying, we want our performance division. And when a motorcycle company gives something a name like that, they're not just selling a part. Guys, they're trying to build an identity. There's one line in the article that really tells you what Indian is trying to do. Indian CEO describes ARO as a race-inspired, factory-backed performance halo brand. I don't know about you, but that's some hell of a marketing language right there. But it also tells you the strategy. Race-inspired, factory-backed, performance, halo brand. That doesn't sound like Indian saying, we hope a few people buy these pipes. To me, that sounds like Indian saying, we want ARO to stand for performance. And if you're Harley-Davidson, that should get your attention because Harley already owns that kind of space with Screamin Eagle. Screamin Eagle is not just a parts line, it's part of Harley culture. You say stage 1 to a Harley rider and most of them will know what you mean right away. You say Count Milwaukee 8 and people understand the conversation. You say Screamin Eagle 131 and nobody needs a long explanation for that. That's powerful because it gives riders a path. It makes upgrades easy to understand and most importantly, it keeps riders inside the Harley community after they buy the bike. Guys, that's what Indian seems to be chasing here. Now, I know some people are going to say, come on, Moto, it's just a slip-on. And I get it. Slip-ons are not some revolutionary idea. Indian didn't reinvent the wheel, but you know, that's not the point, guys. The point is what this could turn into. The article says ARO GP slip-on exhaust is expected to be the first product in a longer line of performance products. That's the part that matters, guys. Because if Indian stops at slip-ons, then this isn't that big of a deal. But if Indian keeps going, now we're talking about something different. We're talking exhaust, intake, tune, cams, suspension, brakes, race-inspired parts, dealer support upgrades. That's not just selling motorcycles anymore. That's creating a build path. And that's where Harley has been strong for decades. Here's what Harley figured out a long time ago. The sale doesn't end when the customer rides the bike home. That's when the next sale starts. You buy the bike and for about 5 minutes, you're probably telling yourself, I'm leaving this one stocked. Then you start looking at exhaust. Then maybe an air cleaner, then bars, then a seat, then a tune, then suspension, then maybe a cam. Guys, that's cruiser ownership. That's bagger ownership. You know, that's just part of the sickness of owning those bikes. And Harley built a whole brand around that. You don't just buy a Harley, guys, you build a Harley. That's the magic of it because eventually it's not just a motorcycle anymore. It's your motorcycle. It's your personality. You change the sound, the look, the feel, and every dollar you spend makes it a little harder to walk away from that bike. You know, that is where Harley is dangerous right there, guys. Not just the showroom floor, it's the garage. Indian builds good motorcycles. Challenger is a serious bagger. The Pursuit is a serious touring bike. The Chieftain, the Springfield, the Scout. Indian has plenty of good bikes in their lineup, but good motorcycles alone don't beat Harley. That sounds weird, guys, but it's true. Because Harley riders aren't always buying the best spec sheet. Harley buyers are always buying the bike that their buddies understand, the bike shops know, the bike with endless parts. They can make the bikes personal over time. Guys, that's the real fight. Not just horsepower, not just torque, not just suspension. Indian is not only fighting Harley motorcycles, Indian's fighting Harley's ecosystem. And ARO looks like Indian saying, okay, we need one of those too. Now, that's why this article is more interesting than it looks at first. And this is where the article gets more interesting. Indian didn't attach ARO to just anybody. The article says the ARO GP slip-on exhaust was designed by Terry Vance, connected to the Vance Hines factory, Indian motorcycle race team. Guys, that matters because Vance Hines is not some random name in the motorcycle world. Harley guys know Vance Hines, Indian guys know Vance Hines. Guys, that name carries weight. So if Indian is trying to make ARO feel legitimate, tying it to Vance Hines is smart. It gives the whole thing more credibility than if Indian just dropped a random factory exhaust and said, here you go. And Indian needs that credibility, guys, because factory parts can sometimes feel too safe, too quiet, a little too expensive, or too controlled by the dealership, or even the corporate. So Indian has to make ARO feel factory backed without making it feel boring. The Vance Hines connection, I think, will probably help that a lot. The article also ties ARO to King of the Baggers. Guys, everyone knows King of the Baggers. And that might be the smartest part of this move because racing gives the parts a story. Most of us are not racing baggers. I know I'm not racing baggers, and I'm pretty sure you're not racing baggers, but most of us are riding to work, hitting the back roads, stopping for lunch, rolling into the bike night, and maybe doing one highway pull when nobody's looking. But racing still sells. It always has. It always will. That win on Sunday, sell on Monday mantra, never going to go away. And King of the Baggers has been perfect for that because it made big American touring bikes exciting again. It gave Harley and Indian something to fight over besides spec sheets and dealer numbers. Right Apart also points out that Indian had been strong in that series, winning the first 4 races and taking 9 of the 12 podium spots throughout the first 2 rounds. That right there alone gives Indian a story to tell. And motorcycle parts need a story. Nobody wants to feel like they bought some random catalog part. They want attitude, they want sound, they want a reason to care. The Racing Angle gives Indian that. But here's the problem Indian has to avoid, guys. Factory performance parts only work if riders actually want them. And cruiser guys are picky asses. Some guys want Vance Hines, some guys want Reinhardt, some guys want Tab, some guys want Bassani, and some guys don't want factory parts at all. They want aftermarket because aftermarket feels more rebellious, more personal, raw, more old school. You know, that's the danger for Indian. ARO can't feel like a marketing department sat around a conference table and said, performance is cool, let's make a performance brand. It has to feel real, guys. It has to sound good. It has to look good. It has to make sense on price. And it has to feel like something riders actually want to bolt onto their bikes, because if riders look at ARO and think, that's just overpriced factory shit, guys, they're going straight to the aftermarket. That's the whole battle. Indian has to make ARO feel official without making it feel sanitized, and that is no easy task to do. Right Apart points out that Indian may be trying to tap into the same parts and accessories revenue stream Harley has been good at, whether that means upgrading a new bike or adding excitement to used baggers. Guys, that used bike part, that matters because a strong parts culture affects the used market big time. Think about Harley. When you're looking at a used Street Glide or a Road Glide, the upgrades are part of the conversation, always. You're going to want to know, does it have pipes? Does it have bars? What kind of bars does it have? Does somebody cam it? Was it tuned right? Guys, all that stuff matters. Sometimes upgrades help sell the bike, and sometimes they scare buyers away, but either way, Harley's upgrade culture is a huge part of the used Harley market. Indian needs more of that, because when somebody's shopping a used Indian, Challenger, Chieftain, Pursuit, or Springfield, they're not just asking, is this a good bike? They're asking, can I get parts for it? Can I make it sound the way I want? Can I make it faster? Will shops work on it? Will the dealership support it? Can I build this bike over time? Guys, Harley already has strong answers to those questions. If Indian wants to keep up, Indian needs stronger answers. ARO could be that one step in that direction. Now, not the whole answer, but definitely a good step. So is Indian copying Harley? I say kind of. And I don't mean that as an insult, by no means at all, guys. Some Indian writers aren't going to like that. They're going to say Indian has its own history, and I won't argue that. That's true. Indian isn't some random company that just showed up last week. But in the modern American cruiser market, Harley is the mountain Indian is trying to climb. Harley has Screamin Eagle Stage kits, dealer installed upgrades, and most importantly, Harley has the language. Riders understand what Stage 1, Stage 2, and a Count of Milwaukee 8 mean. Indian doesn't have that language yet. ARO could be the start of it. That doesn't mean ARO is bad. It means Indian is learning where the real money is. They're growing. The real money is not just selling a bike. It's everything that comes after the bike. And Harley knows that. Harley has known that forever, guys. So should Harley be worried? Yeah, a little, but not panicked. There's a difference. Harley should be worried because Indian is learning. Indian isn't just saying our bikes make more power. That's the old argument, guys. This feels like Indian saying we want more of the rider's ownership experience. To me, that's more dangerous, because a faster bike gets attention, but a stronger ownership culture builds loyalty, guys, and Harley has always been very good at loyalty. But Harley doesn't need to panic yet. Again, I still say this because ARO is not Screamin Eagle. Not yet anyways. Screamin Eagle, it has that history. It has name recognition. It has dealer support. It has a place in Harley culture where ARO is brand new still. It has to prove itself. Riders aren't gonna care just because Indian says they should care. Indian has to make them care, and that, guys, that takes time. So my honest take, I like this move. I think this is an awesome move in Indian's direction. I think this is great that Indian's doing this. I don't think ARO is a game changer today. It's not gonna destroy Harley overnight by no means at all. Matter of fact, it's not gonna make every Harley rider trade in his Rogue Glide tomorrow. But it could be the start of something important if Indian keeps going. You know, I would say don't stop at Slip-Ons. Give riders a clear path. That exhaust, that intake, that tune, the cams, the suspension, the brakes, the race-inspired parts. But also make it simple. Make it easier to understand. Make it something riders actually want to talk about. Because the average rider doesn't want homework at the end of the day. He wants to know, what does it cost? What does it do? Will it sound better? Will it make more power? Will my dealer install it? Guys, if you can answer those questions clearly, an Indian might have something. Make it confusing and people will just go aftermarket every time. So here's the big takeaway from this article that I got. Indian didn't just release a set of slip-ons. Indian may have started building a factory performance identity. ARO is not Screamin Eagle yet, but right now it's a name. It's a set of pipes, a racing connection, and a signal. But it could become something bigger because the Harley versus Indian fight isn't just about who builds the better motorcycles. Those days are gone. It's about who builds a better ownership experience now. Who gives riders more pride, more options, more reasons to stay loyal after they buy the bike. That's where Harley has always been the king. And Indian just moved a little closer to that territory now, so maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But I do gotta say I like the direction. I think it's smart because the more Indian pushes Harley, the better Harley has to get. And the more Harley pushes Indian, the better Indian has to get. And guys, that's a win-win for all of us. That is good for riders. So now I want to hear from you. Had you heard about Indian's new ARO line before this video? And what do you think about it? Is Indian copying Harley's Screamin Eagle playbook? Or is this exactly what Indian needs to do? Would you buy factory-backed Indian performance parts? Or would you still go straight to the aftermarket? Guys, do me a favor and drop your thoughts in the comments. I like reading them and I respond to everybody. Again, guys, I'm MotoWeasel and I'll see you in the next one.